Welcome back to the Crazy Dreamer Network. It's been a minute, y'all, but I'm so excited to be back with this reading for your personal glimpse into 2026. We're stepping into a whole new world of possibilities, y'all, especially with 2026 being a year one numerologically. This reading will help you see what's manifesting for you, what needs realignment, and how to truly allow this to be your best year yet. Starting off, we have 4 glorious piles. Pile number 1 with the potion. Pile number 2 with the orb. Pile number 3 with the lamp. And pile number 4 with the cat on the moon. I'll give you all some time to meditate on your pile selection. All right, dreamy dreamers, I love you all so much, and I would recommend you guys watching until the end because each pile reveals a layer of how 2026 unfolds energetically, and you'll want to see the full story, okay? So I love you all so much, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 1s, welcome back to your reading. You all chose this beautiful potion bottle, okay? Regarding your glimpse into 2026. So with this potion bottle, it's so cute, right? It's a round potion bottle with pink potion. So for some of you all, pile number 6, just off of your icon selection alone, I feel like you guys could be manifesting a little love. Okay, and I say that because we have this pink potion bottle, and the color pink is all about lightness. It's all about love. You know, I'm thinking rose quartz, thinking roses. I'm thinking like a lighter life. A lot of you all could also be manifesting alongside love, and almost like a life of ease is what I'm getting as well. And I think how you'll be manifesting that, or I think a glimpse into your 2026 is going to be a life of ease. And I think you're going to be, saying intentions into everything that you do. You're going to be speaking intentions into everything that you do. You'll be speaking intentions into the water you drink, the coffee you drink, the tea you drink, your bath water, things of that nature. It's going to be a very fluid year for you, okay? And I think regarding 2026, numerologically speaking, being a year of 1, I feel like we're all kind of starting over, right? The general consensus is that everyone might be, starting from scratch in some avenue of their life. And so I think for you all, pile number 1s, you're calling in as well as speaking into existence through the resources you currently have, not only a life of ease, but a life of more love and a life of more like playfulness as well, okay? So without further delay, let's see what you're manifesting in the year of 2026, okay? We've already cleansed and blessed the deck off camera. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck, for giving pile number 1s clear, concise, accurate messages. What are our pile number 1s manifesting in 2026? What are pile number 1s manifesting in 2026? Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 1s. What are they manifesting in 2026? I'm getting called to take this card, so I will. We're only going to pick one of these cards from this deck. So let's see. What's at the bottom of the deck? We have Stainum with tin. Very interesting. Like a tin foil, like a tin can, right? The property tin, the element of tin. And you see how the tin is reflecting this rainbow light from it? I think I also feel like tin is kind of like malleable and flexible. You could be getting reflections of yourself back tenfold. It's like you're manifesting reflections of yourself. So the best course of action, pile number ones in 2026, as this pertains to your manifestation, is to really embody who you think you are and who you want to become, if that makes sense. Like, embody it. Like, start being it now. Don't wait, because in 2026, there's going to be a portal open, and it's almost like everything you experience is really a mirror of yourself in your inner world. Okay, so let's see. That's the bottom of the deck. Let's put these cards to the side and let's see what came out for you. Wow. We have sanguis with blood. And you guys remember when I was talking about like the potion and it being pink and you manifesting love, and I was just thinking about a rose quartz, and boom, a rose is right here. Okay, and then I'm assuming this is a ruby. So it's almost as if, pile number ones, what you'll be manifesting in the year of 2026 is going to come through. I want to say a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But what I'm getting is that I think you're going to be putting a lot of energy and effort into your life as of 2026. And y'all remember when I said you're going to be attracting a life of ease, or that's what you're calling in. That was like the entirety of the glimpse of 2026 pertaining to your icon that you chose. What I'm getting is that you're healing your foundation in 2026. You know, even the disclaimer in the beginning with a lot of us, you know, the general consensus of us being in a year one is kind of like a fresh start. I feel like you're going to be really laying a beautiful, solid foundation for your new life in 2026. Okay? This could take a lot of effort. This could come through with effortless ease as well. But what I'm getting is there's going to be a lot of sacrifice that needs to happen in order for you to build this. But I feel very auspicious about this card. I really feel that you're willing to put in that work, because at the bottom of the deck, we have Stanum with 10. You want your outer world to reflect your inner world. And in order for that to be a good reflection, right, you have had to build a good foundation inwardly. And so that's what I'm getting here for you, pile number ones. But let's continue. I'm getting called to choose this card. In 2026. So we have Resina with resin. Interesting. And we have Herosagamos with alchemical wedding. Yeah, pile number ones. This is making more sense. So whenever I see resin, I kind of think about like almost like the remnants of ash that create like a sticky surface. And it's interesting because there's a pink flower in the center of this resin, and there's also a rose. I feel like there's going to be a lot of growth, of course, in that you're manifesting. You're manifesting a lot of growth. And with resin, I just feel like a lot of people work with resin, right? In art, you know, they make a lot of art with resin. So you could be creating something from the ashes of something else. Does that make sense? You're fusing, you're coming together with something. Your masculine and your feminine could be merging for the first time in a long time. And when I mean masculine and feminine merging, what I mean by that is you are putting as much effort into something as much as you are sitting back, resting, and really being in a state of receiving, if that makes sense. And this card is all red. So it reminds me of the root chakra, very grounded energy. And then we have this like spiral around this resin. And then we have these snakes, major transformations happening. And I feel like it's foundational, major changes happening that's coming in for you in 2026 that you'll be manifesting. This could have something to do with art, with your art. For those of you who are creators or who make art or who've been thinking about creating more. You could be transforming something by merging it together, because we have alchemical wedding. Alchemical. So to me, alchemy is a process of turning proverbial base metals into gold, which means turning a negative situation into a positive situation. And when we think about alchemy, we think about the great work, right? And what the great work is basically self-actualization. So this could be the year that you self-actualize in a major way as well, because you've built something so firmly in a foundational way. And it might have taken a lot of effort, but I feel like you're willing to give that effort, pile number ones, okay? I have a feeling this resin card has something to do with art, but let's check it out. So it's interesting because we have two materials here. We have resin and then we have blood. These are both in the material aspect of this deck. So these are the things you're going to be using to merge with this alchemical wedding. And I feel like there's this mysterious energy surrounded with how you do this, because the the alchemical wedding is a part of the 22 mysteries. The 22 mysteries. So it's almost like a part of the major arcana. So this could even represent, it could, but not saying that it is. It's representing duality for sure, right? But this could also represent like high priestess energy. This could also represent, what's another dualistic card of the major arcana? Maybe even the chariot. So yeah, resin, holding, adhering, surrounding. This is talking about your surroundings, okay? And it's almost as if you're building this foundation, not just for you, but for the people in your orbit, the things in your orbit. It says resin is a miraculous material. It offers both stability and transparency. For years, sculptors and archivists have used it to capture an object in time and place, preserving it for observation or adoration. Envision a delicate insect or flower suspended in a paperweight. Such is the alchemical energy of resin. Its qualities are protective, sealing, and hardening. When this card appears, there is a holding that's occurring, either literally or physically. While well-intended, someone may be limiting the one they wish to protect. There may be an aspect of nostalgia at work in the laboratory, an unwillingness to let go or change. On the other hand, the resin card can indicate preservation of that which is most valued, a return to what has been lost, okay? So it says, within a sap-like stickiness, resin is sticky, the resin card affects the whole reading. It indicates the cards that appear are bonded together, and likely you're witnessing an old pairing or pattern. The original form of resin came from the boughs of the pine tree and the bee. Let your mind wander into metaphors of pine, pitch, and propolis, whatever that is. To ponder the bond of something. Alchemical wedding, the merging of something. What is keeping you together? Something about blood, something. Okay, pile number 1. So let's get more into your reading. What are pile number 1's manifesting in 2026? What are pile number 1's manifesting in 2026? This is definitely talking about a bond, like that is alive and well, a coming together, a merging. But let's see, what's pile number 1's manifesting in 2026, Spirit? We have the 9 of Pentacles. What's pile number 1's manifesting in 2026? What's pile number 1's manifesting in 2026? Thank you. What's pile number 1's manifesting in 2026? What is pile number 1 manifesting in 2026? Very interesting, pile number 1's. Okay. So bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. The 5 of Wands in reverse. We also have the 9 of Pentacles, the Tower, the 3 of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. 2 feminine energies. 1 major seismic shift. And then we have the 3 of Swords. Okay, so let's unpack this. The first card out the deck was the 9 of Pentacles, which does represent someone who is financially abundant, who's financially independent, and has enough resources for themselves and to share with others, right? This also translates into someone who is independent, very independent. So you could be manifesting financial independence, right? Now it's interesting because what I'm getting is as you're manifesting pile number 1's, this financial independence, there's a lot of inner work that has to be done. Dare I say shadow work? I don't know why I'm getting shadow work. Because at first I was like, oh, well, something's completely crumbling. It could be a breakup. It could be. But what I'm getting is shadow work has to be done. Something has to change. Some type of epiphany, some type of aha moment has to occur in order for you to heal on a foundational level. So here's the thing. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not, whether you're in a job that you like, or your circumstances, you're good with your current set of circumstances. Pile number 1's, what I'm getting is this reading is solely about you, and it's solely about you transforming for the better. And how that's really going to occur and how you're going to manifest this, right? What you're calling in the year of 2026, the year 1, this brand new start, is you're going to work from the ground up. Okay. You don't even have to wait till 2026 for this to happen. You could start this energy right now. Okay. You could start this energy right now. Now, the beauty of this spread, there's mostly minor arcanas here alongside a court card. And we have 1 major arcana, which is the Tower. Now, personally, I'm not getting bad energy from this Tower card at all. I just feel like there's going to be a stark change in your life. Okay. And I feel like you are calling in a sense of liberation and financial independence and freedom. I do feel that, right? But I do feel like that something foundational has to change. This could be a mindset. Remember, when we see the lightning strike on the top of the tower and it blows the crown off the tower, that is symbolic of an awakening, an epiphany. And that's more so what's calling to me right now, especially with the Three of Swords. You know, whatever that may be, there could be a shakeup, you know, there could be like a movement maybe that you didn't expect, but ultimately what I'm getting is within you, there is clarity coming in. And sometimes it feels as if when that happens, we have to work from the ground up. We can't work from the top down. We have to work from the bottom up, right? And that's what I'm getting here. Especially with this Three of Swords, I feel like you're getting to the heart of the matter when it comes to you building something very sustainable for yourself and for those around you, okay? That's what I'm getting here. Now with the Queen of Cups, some of you all might be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpios. Others could be, I think the Tower could is like Aquarius, perhaps. Others could be air sign. You could be an earth sign. You can be any sign. It doesn't really matter. But I really do feel as if you're coming into an understanding with yourself and who it is that you are and who it is that you need to become in order to live the life that you deserve, pile number ones, okay? I feel like, especially with the Five of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck, I feel like, you know, you don't really want to fight or argue, or I feel like whatever this is, it may not even be as challenging as it is seeming right now. I feel that this is really going to be a lot of inner work, especially with this Queen of Cups here. Queen of Cups is all about inner work. So you could be having a shift in mindset, and that's going to foundationally heal you for what you're building, okay? But let's get a couple clarifiers here. Let's see. Clarify this Three of Swords for our pile number ones regarding what they're manifesting in 2026. Clarify this Three of Swords for our pile number ones. We have the Emperor in reverse. Clarify this Tower card regarding what our pile number ones are manifesting for them come 2026. And we have the Hierophant in reverse. Was this whole deck in reverse? King of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, I have this deck in reverse, y'all. So let's put these back up. Yeah, this is a level up. Yeah. So with this Three of Swords being clarified by the Emperor, and then this Tower being clarified by the Hierophant, whatever this Tower moment is for you, pile number ones, that you're going to experience, or that's manifesting for you, it's for a deeper purpose, a deeper reason. It's for your spiritual evolution, okay? You could be changing into a major role, okay? So from where you are now, you could be kind of like thrusted out of it in order for you to claim like a role of authority or something like that. And then with the Three of Swords and the Emperor clarifying the Three of Swords, I feel like you could be taking your power back. This could be about an Aries or a Taurus as well, but I'm really feeling like you could be taking your autonomy and your power back through something. Through like maybe some type of heartache, but I feel like it's not even that cut and dry. I feel like it's like you're growing up. Pile number ones. I just feel that. It's like you're growing up. You're growing up. You're doing the hard things. You're asking the hard questions. You're answering the hard questions. Yeah. And that takes a lot of sacrifice, right? That takes a lot of sacrifice. You're maturing. That's what I'm getting here. Let's see. So let's see. Let's see what you're being asked to release. What are pile number... Let me see. Maybe I should get another deck for this. Let's see. Let's see, pile number ones. What are you being asked to release in 2026? Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number one, Spirit. What are pile number ones being asked to release? We have bat, take care, enemies working against you. And then we have shark, take care, or there will be loss of material wealth. We have take care, both, take care. And I'm getting take care of yourself, right? The Emperor is very autonomous, okay? The Emperor is very autonomous. And I feel as if you're being asked to really take care of yourself. The Sanguis blood card is about the body and the physical, right? Now, I don't see any bad health or anything. I actually see vitality here with the 9 of Pentacles. But what I am getting is that it's almost like put yourself first in 2026. And you might be asked to release, things that will hinder any type of growth or progression. Take care, enemies are working against you. Take care, or there will be a loss of material wealth. Let's see. Let's get some more cards. What does pile number ones need to release in 2026? What are they being asked to release in 2026, Spirit? What are pile number ones being asked to release in 2026? We have horseshoe with good luck. What are pile number ones being asked to release in 2026? And we have mountain. You are on the road to success. Yeah. Broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. You could be leaving like an environment. You could be leaving a job or a relationship. You could be leaving a relationship. Broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. So for some of you, pile number ones, you could be leaving something that has kept you afloat for quite some time. And once you leave this situation, right, once you start rebuilding from the ground up, it's almost as if success is assured. I'm not saying this for every last person. This particular message just might be for a few people. But what I'm getting here is it's like, look, you're leaving either ways or a mindset of acting in business or romance, or you could be leaving a job, a comfortable position, to really take a risk and a gamble on yourself because you've maybe been stuck in such a pattern that Spirit is calling you to align to what's true for you, okay? You are on the road to success and good luck. And this is what I asked regarding what you're leaving, what you need to leave behind in 2026. Okay. Let's pull some more of these cards. Let's see. Tell us more, Spirit. What else does pile number ones need to leave behind in 2026? Jeez. We have Lily, spiritual love. At the bottom of the deck, we have throne, position of authority. That's interesting. And we have two authority figures, the Hierophant and the Emperor. I feel like this is, you need to leave something in order to claim your position of authority. Boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. You might have the opportunity to really do something on your own and thrive in it, but it might require a lot of focus and effort on your part. So you may have to choose. You may have to choose what you do, right? All three of these people in these figures are on a throne. That is so interesting to me. It's like you could be leaving something to go towards something that you're spiritually invested in, that you're excited about, that you love, right? Okay, pile number ones. So let's conclude your reading. Okay, tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for pile number ones. How will pile number one step into this magic of 2026? How will pile number one step into the magic of 2026? We have card number 36 with integrity. How will our pile number one step into the magic of 2026? We have card number 39 with detachment. How will our pile number one step into the magic of 2026? And we have card number 49 with compassion. With the bottom of the deck, card number 8, play. Very interesting. So integrity, detachment, and card number 49, compassion. I feel like the integrity comes with saying with doing what you say you're going to do. And that means honoring what you say you're going to do, even for yourself, pile number ones, okay? And that's how I feel like you're going to step into your magic, because it's like what you say, you're going to execute on. Card number 39, detachment. I feel like you're not going to hold on. You remember that resin with the bond energy? You're not going to hold on for dear life into things that are no longer working or serving you. You're just going to release them with ease come 2026, and that's going to be very beneficial for you. So this could be roles, this could be titles, this could be, this could be environments, this could be people, Okay, so that's what I'm getting. And card number 49 with compassion. And I feel that you're doing this with a sense of compassion. You want to do right. You want things to thrive in every avenue. So you want, whether you're leaving a position, a role, whether you're leaving a company, whatever, you still want that company or that business to thrive without you there. And maybe you even think that it'll thrive more without you there because you're just not the right fit for it, for it right now. And that's what I'm getting. And I feel like because you feel this way compassionately, you really genuinely feel like, hey, I don't feel honorable in this position where I just don't resonate with it. And it might show in the work. So I feel like first is going to come with the integrity of you acknowledging that. And then you're going to start detaching yourself emotionally from the role. And then you're going to compassionately hand it over. And I feel like that's how you step into your magic, because you're going to start expanding and growing, right? And this card number 49, I know it's associated with the crown chakra. So it's like, that higher mindedness is coming in for you. Now, at the bottom of the deck, where we have card number 8, play, I feel like whether this happens before or after you make that choice. And you might not even, maybe you don't, but maybe you're working your way towards making a decision for you or that's best for you. I feel like you're still going to have this air of lightness about you, this air of play, this air of fun and, you know, grace kind of. So yeah, pile number ones, that is all the time that I have for you, my dreamy dreamers. I really hope this message resonated with you. If it did, please hit the thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if this reading resonated with you. What are your favorite keywords for 2026? Maybe that you've heard in this reading. List it down in the comment section below. And I love you all so much, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number twos, welcome back to your glimpse into 2026. So you all chose this beautiful pink and purple orb, okay? And what I'm getting for you immediately, pile number two, regarding your glimpse into 2026 is I'm literally seeing the Two of Wands. I feel like you're really going to make a plan for this new year, for 2026, for this year of one, and you're really going to stick to it. I also feel that you feel like you really have a new opportunity to do something right, to do something better, to expand on something. Okay, and this could be anything. This could be your personal life. This could be your health. This could be business. This could be anything. But I'm really getting that you're going to make a plan in 2026 and you're really going to stick to it. And I don't mean like a New Year's resolution. I almost feel like a decree. Like it's like you're decreeing to change your life. And because you've decreed and declared it, you're now set on that trajectory. Some of you might already be doing this before 2026. So like when you're seeing this video, you might already be in the midst of this plan, but definitely going into 2026, it's either you're going to really just start gaining momentum into this plan, or you're really going to make a solid strategy on how to execute getting the things that you want out of life, and really adhering to that. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Just cleanse this deck off camera, and let's see what's manifesting for you in 2026. Twos in 2026. Oh wow, thank you. So we're gonna put that to the side. So we have two cards that fell out. We have Mercurius with Mercury, and then we have Estes with Summer. I feel like you're going to be speaking something into existence by summer of 2026. And you see all this green in this card, or in both of these cards, excuse me. Another thing we have at the bottom of the deck, Furum Iron, okay? And I'm getting iron sharpens iron with this card. So I feel like you might be like having like an accountability partner. You know what's funny about the accountability partner thing? This also looks like he's making, or they're making, a pinky promise. So it's like you're keeping your promises to yourself in 2026, and you're really going to strategize to like create this very fruitful year. Okay, some of you might be born, some of you all might have a birthday in the summer, so that's what maybe Tauruses kind of come out of spring into summer. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. So some of you all might be Taurus, Geminis, or Cancers. Others of you may be Geminis, heavy emphasis on Geminis, with Mercury, or you could be Virgo. And I feel like iron sharpens iron. Like you're really becoming very clear and confident in your ability to grow things. And I say that because we have this big tree that's blossoming. And it takes a while for trees to grow this big, right? And I think, is this air? This might also be the sign of air. So I think that's interesting as well. When I said speaking things into existence, I didn't really hone in on that until now. But yeah, so basically what's manifesting for you in 2026, pile number 2s, is I just feel like luck, right? Abundance too, with all this green, especially with all this green. But it's because you've kept a promise to yourself, or you'll be keeping a promise to yourself. And when I see iron sharpens iron, I don't know if that's because you've been through a lot lately and you've stayed resilient and you've persevered and you kept going, right? Because I'm even thinking, this is Mars energy. And, you had to maybe put up a fight in the past. Okay. But I felt like you only got better. You only got stronger. You only got wiser. And now the things that you are calling in or have been calling in, or the promises you have made to yourself, are now coming in, and it's probably going to come in by summertime. Okay. So let's get some more cards regarding what's manifesting for our pile number 2s. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 2s, for giving them clear, concise, accurate messages regarding what's manifesting. What's manifesting for pile number 2s in 2026? We have Emperor. What's manifesting for our pile number 2s in 2026, Spirit? So we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands. Okay, so let's read these and then we'll proceed with our reading. So bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords. We also have the Emperor, the 5 of Wands in reverse, and the 3 of Wands. The beginning of this reading, I said, you guys are expanding. There's a lot of expansion happening, and the 3 of Wands signify expansion and growth, right? You could be traveling a lot in the year of 2026. You could have actually been manifesting traveling to places far and wide, particularly overseas, okay? I think it's interesting. It's funny because this card came out in pile number 1s too, pile number 2s. And with the 5 of Wands in reverse, I feel like there's going to be less of a struggle, less tension than there was perhaps in 2025 coming into 2026. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of autonomy that you have over yourself. This could even be business related. You could be doing very well in business. Some of y'all might be self-employed, or you might, might be self-employed, be a business owner, but you might rule over the land, or dare I say, you might rule over a lot of things. You might have a lot of responsibilities. And that's what I'm getting with the Emperor, right? And it's so interesting because the Emperor is wearing iron shoes, right? These iron shoes, and then we have iron at the bottom of the deck. And the Emperor is associated with Aries, which is associated with Mars. So I feel like, you've fought long and hard to get into this leadership position or this position of autonomy, whereas, it's taken a lot to get here, pile number 2s. So in 2026, I feel like you're manifesting a really authoritative position if you're not already in one, and you're seeing everything in your world grow and expand, right? Without much struggle for it to grow and expand. I was also going to say about the tree, trees take time to grow and expand, but once you plant a tree, you pretty much you nurture it, but it pretty much grows on its own. It doesn't really struggle to grow, you know, especially if it's planted in fertile soil. So that's what I'm getting here. Also, bottom of the deck with the Eight of Swords, some of you might have had some doubts about 2026 coming in. Some of you may have had some doubts about the things you were calling in, but I really feel like they're self-imposed limitations. They're not tangible doubts that you should be worried about. If anything, what I'm also getting, pile number twos, regarding what you're manifesting in 2026, is a shift in mindset. And coming out of this Eight of Swords mentality where you're always worried or always in doubt or despair or anxious, you're turning that anxiety into your superpower, right? So if you feel anxious or something like that throughout the year, or when those emotions come up, because they will, we're human, I feel like you're going to really turn it on its head. You're going to like do something productive instead of like ruminate or dwell too hard on the past, or perpetuate those self-limiting beliefs. Okay, so I do want to pull some more cards regarding what it is that you need to release. Okay, what are you being asked to release in the year of 2026? So we have some tea leaf we have some tea leaf fortune cards. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number twos. For giving pile number twos clear, concise, accurate messages. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number twos. What are pile number twos being asked to release? Oh, pile number twos. I'm also getting with the Emperor card, because this is the only major arcana that came out, and then we have two minor arcanas. I'm getting that you're manifesting, I think I already said this, but if I didn't, I'll reiterate. You're manifesting autonomy, and you're manifesting maybe self-employment. And I don't mean self-employment just in a abstract type of way. I mean like real self-employment. You are working on the business, not so that you could necessarily be enthralled in the business, but so that the business itself can become an entity that takes on, I want to say almost like a life of its own or a mind of its own, where unless you just strictly want to be in the business, you won't have to be, if that makes sense. So let's see. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number twos. What are pile number twos being asked to release in 2026? What are our pile number twos being asked to release in 2026? We have Pale at the bottom of the deck, time to get out of a situation. We have Butterfly, a change for the better. We have Dog, close up, pleasure with a close friend. We have Dragon, beware of self-delusion. That is very interesting and very succinct with this Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I think what you're being asked to release, pile number, here, we're going to put this right here too, we might as well. I think what you're being asked to release, pile number twos, in 2026 are things that, yes, no longer serve you, but small things that add up, and they may add up financially, or they may not add up. They might be counterintuitive to your goal, right? To your goal, to the things that you want to do, to your mission. That's what I'm getting here. So I don't think it's like this big overarching thing. It could be a large thing that you have to release, but I'm getting like, if you want change for the better, expansion, growth, especially here with the butterfly, that's been a reoccurring theme, you have to maybe take the time to get out of a situation that you're in, okay? And this could have something to do with a close friend. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. This could have something to do with, like, you know, what is it? Delusions of grandeur or illusions of grandeur, maybe pertaining to a friend, or like, you know, pertaining to like something that you're really locked into, if that makes sense. And it might be difficult. It might be a difficult decision that you have to make, but I feel like by summertime, that's when the decision is going to be made regardless, right? By summertime. And because you're keeping your promise to yourself, I think you made a promise to yourself a while back, and like now the time has come to do the work of that promise, okay? The letter A could be significant. I see obviously the mercurial symbol. I don't know what this symbol is at the bottom, but I feel like whatever change you make, whatever you're being asked to release in 2026, pile number twos, it's going to maybe is going to alleviate this big burden from you if you've been feeling overwhelmed or like consumed by something. Maybe even a person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but like, I think you're gonna make the decision that's best for you no matter who is involved, if that makes sense. So let's see what else. Let's see what else Spirit might be asking you to release in 2026. Because you're calling in great change, great growth, great expansion, right? And I feel like autonomy, you could even be calling in working for yourself, and like working for yourself successfully as well, right? To maybe where your business now supplies you with the income that is necessary so that you don't have to work any other job, you know? Let's see. What else is our pile number twos being asked to release in 2026? What else are pile number twos being asked to release in 2026, Spirit? Okay. I'm taking the ones that flipped up. So let's see. We have angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Interesting. You could have an angel that's surrounding you, that's guiding you to ultimately make these decisions, right? We have pineapple, reconciliation. Interesting. Okay, let's put this up here. We have camel, persevere, and you will overcome problems. Love that. And then we have broom, new home, new attitude. Yeah, so some of you pile number twos could be called to move from a new home, or you remember when I said mindset in the beginning of your reading? New home, new attitude. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily be a physical home environment. This could be your body. This could be you transforming your body, thus transforming your mind, or transforming your mind, thus transforming your body, and having just a new lease on life in the year of 2026. And this could be orchestrated through like a presence, an angel, an energy that's with you, guiding you to make these healthier decisions, or to make these more beneficial decisions. Now, some of you might be reconciling with an old friend in 2026. You could be, or you're reconciling with yourself because you're growing and you are developing your own unique voice and understanding of life, and you might be making tough decisions, but they're necessary for your ultimate growth. And I think you're okay with that, pile number 2s, in the year of 2026. So yeah, let's see how our pile number 2s will be stepping into their power. How will pile number 2s be stepping into their power in 2026, Spirit? Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 2s. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How will our pile number 2s be stepping into their power in the year of 2026? Again, Emperor power, right? So yeah, you're definitely going to be stepping into your power in 2026, but let's see how. How will our pile number 2s be stepping into their power in the year of 2026? Wow, look at that. Look at that. We have card number 26, 2026. 2 and 6 is 8. And then we have love with Krishna and his wife. I gotta look this up. This is such a beautiful card to get. You're gonna be stepping into your power in 2026 with nothing but love and support and, a genuine love. Let's see. We have card number 32 with healing. This is very beautiful. And I think it's interesting, pile number 2s, because I feel like you have healed. You're continuously healing, like all of us, you're continuously growing. But there is probably like this air to you that is more refined, that is more sure, that is more 22 on the clock as I was saying that, 22 on the clock as I was saying that. And that is more, that is just more healed, that is just more healed. Let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. Card number 37, truth. 3 and 7, that's 10. 1 and 0, that's 1. That's the year. That's the numerologically speaking, the year we're entering in, the year of 1. We're starting over. And I feel like it's because you've been honest with yourself. You've been honest about the things you want. You've been honest about your goals or like your path, And sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes that's a difficult task for us to be, for us to be honest with ourselves and truthful. But I feel like that you're just growing more into truth because you know who you are now. So you don't feel the need to conceal because you've healed. You've healed a version of yourself. And maybe that took a lot of love and determination, not self-love, absolutely, but also love from the people around you, right? Love of God, love of source, love of, whatever you want to call something that, is greater than all of this, which ultimately is love at the end of the day, right? It's interesting too, because they have these sacred cows in the background. So I just really also feel as if there's going to be a lot of abundance. You're healing something. You could be healing your love life in 2026, and that's how you're stepping into your power. You could be healing like money wounds or like abundance wounds as well in 2026. That's how you could be stepping into your power, pile number 2s. But yeah, let's get some, I just want to read a little bit. Card number 26. It's such a beautiful card. So we have this is the 4th chakra. So your heart chakra, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Look at all this green. Heart chakra healing as well. I feel like you finally opened your heart as well, pile number 2s. So the card's deities are Radha and Krishna, Radha, a humble milkmaid, is widely worshipped in India as an incarnation of the Divine Mother. Because of her faithful love for Krishna, who is a divine embodiment of pure joy, she is an inspiration for bhakti or devotional worship. Right. She met Krishna, who loved to tend cows and play the flute, and they became near inseparable companions. Radha and Krishna's deep devotion to each other and their great concern for the others' well being more than their own is a model for the purest form of love. Very beautiful. So it's like you're becoming a model for the purest form of love. The key terms, the key words of this card is loyalty, love, faith, surrender, fulfilling adventurous dreams, romance, purity, joy, excitement, devotion, letting the inner child come out and play, decreasing self-centered words and actions. Look carefully at what is of value in others and respect that. Amma. Beautiful. Now let's do healing. Card number 32. The card's deity is Dhanwantari. Dhanwantari was considered to be the physician to the gods. He is best known for bringing forth Ayurvedic medicine, one of the world's oldest healthcare systems, and for his ability to perform surgery and miraculously cure disease. It says, yeah, okay. So the key words are being health conscious, finding cures to mental, emotional, or physical problems, working on healing communications. I like that. Working on healing communications, and we have Mercury here. And healthy transformations with that butterfly and with this Three of Wands, right? Healthy transformations without the conflict, without sans the conflict, okay? So yes, my dreamy dreamers, I love y'all all so very much. Tell me which keyword kind of really jumped out to you all in the comment section below. I'm so grateful to have you guys. Again, my apologies for waiting this long to post a reading. It's been a lot going on, but I missed you guys so much, and I just had to post that. I needed to get it out. So I love you all so much. And until next time, I'll see you in your readings. Bye. Hey, pile number threes, welcome back to your glimpse into 2026. Now, you all chose this really cute genie lamp as your icon selection, and what I'm getting, the glimpse I'm getting for you for 2026 is that your wish is the universe's command in 2026, okay? Honestly, your wish is the universe's command. I feel like some of you all might feel very lucky. Like, you know what I was getting, pile number threes? Like, those of you who had an experience around like 5 years ago, and you know, in that cycle of your life, it was just really fertile, it was really fruitful, and you benefited a lot, right? Even in contrast to like maybe everyone else in your life, or not everyone else, but like maybe in contrast to certain people, you benefited in that time frame. I feel like this cycle is kind of coming back in for you in 2026, okay? Yeah, so I do feel like that cycle is coming back in for you in 2026. I really feel like if you are intentional enough and you put action behind your intention, you could really have whatever you want. You could literally make this year as well whatever you want it to be, okay? But without further delay, let's get some messages regarding what it is you're manifesting in 2026, okay? Whoa, that is wild. Look at that. This couldn't wait to come out. Margarita Precocia. Yeah, the new pearl. Beautiful energy. Tell us more, Spirit. What's manifesting for our pile number threes in 2026? Manifesting. Oh, whoa. We have Numa with breath. I feel like you're finally going to be able to catch your breath. Like if you've been feeling anxious, you know what they say, when we're anxious, is because we haven't really honed into our breathing, right? So when our breath becomes more shallow, hence we're not breathing as deeply and thoroughly, we start to like worry, like we're not getting enough oxygen. So we start to kind of like overanalyze, and it's a mind body cohesion thing as well. So I feel like it's like you're becoming this new shiny pearl. I know this card has a lot to do with like grit. And I know in the description of this card, it says like, all it takes is 1 grain of sand to really shine a pearl, or like something along those lines, because pearls are made through irritation. So it's like whatever you've been working hard on, whatever you have set your goal on with, again, intention and action, breathing as well, focusing on your breath when things get tough, you're going to create something really beautiful, pile number 3s. And it's interesting because we have the inverted triangle, which is the symbol of water. So some of you all might be water signs. You don't have to be, but you might be. Some of you might be air signs with breath, right? But also what I'm getting is you might live near the water, or you might move close to the water, or you manifesting with water could really transform your life. Okay, let's get one more card. What's manifesting for pile number 3s in 2026? One more card, Spirit. What's manifesting for our pile number 3s in 2026? Perfect. So we have sublimation. And I'm also getting like the sublime, I'm getting the sublime. I'm getting subliminals too. You can manifest this through using subliminal messaging to help rewire your subconscious mind so that you really are kind of like a force, or like you really do get what you want because you've reconditioned the mind to get what you want. But I'm also thinking more along the lines of sublime, like the feelings of like euphoria and like ascension, right? Especially with all this purple here. Purple is a very, not only is it a very spiritual color, but it also represents like royalty. You want to know what's crazy, pile number 3s? And I'm gonna have to look this up in a minute, because this card, Astis Summer, is at the bottom of the deck, and they both have these symbols. I don't know what that is. It kind of looks like a fruit, but I don't know what that is. I have to look at what that is. I don't know what that is, but they both have these symbols on it. This one's outlined in white, and then this one's like has an aura, like has rays around it. Very interesting. Let's see. So this is an operation. This is one of 8 operations. This is a material, and this is a mystery. So you're combining forces in order to really make this, really for real, pile number 3s, make this year your best year yet. Look at all the colors. Look at the spectrum of colors in this reading, especially the gold and the black amidst the black background just really stands out for me. But let's get into sublimation. Yeah. What did I say, y'all? Elevation, rising, flight. Sublimatio is the great alchemical operation of air. It occurs when there is enough heat to change a solid substance into a gas, causing it to rise up and away. Therefore, when sublimation is present, there is an aspect of celebrated elevation, of ascending above and gaining a greater perspective. Birds in flight, mountain peaks, ladders, and balloons are all sublimatio images. As with all the operations, sublimatio has a shadow potential. Through ascension, there is a risk of separating from others, of sensing oneself higher or above. This risk is particularly great in spiritual traditions that offer a linear model of achievement. The divine alchemist rises humbly and supports the upliftment of others, always in touch with the cycle of humanity. Didn't I say something about cycles? Service is a natural balancing agent for sublimatio. It may be the next rung in your ladder, on your ladder. Yeah. Yeah, this is beautiful. I feel like you're really ascending. And if you've ever had this could be by summertime as well, pile number 3s, okay? Some of y'all might be air signs. Like I said, air signs, water signs. But this could be by summer. You might just experience life completely different from the last few years. You know, it could be completely a whole new world is opening up for you. Okay, so let's delve a little deeper into this message with some tarot. Thank you, God. Thank you. Oh, this deck is upside down. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 3s. For giving pile number 3s clear, concise, accurate messages regarding what's manifesting for pile number 3s in 2026. What's manifesting for our pile number 3s in 2026, Spirit. Wow, look at that. 3 of Cups. Celebration, y'all. There's going to be a lot to celebrate, I feel like, in the year 2026. You know, you could be celebrating something that you've triumphed over as well. Tell us more, Spirit. What's manifesting for our pile number 3s in 2026? We have the 6 of Cups. A lot of emotions, a lot of high vibrational emotions. 6 of Cups. You could, okay, let's get couple more cards. What's manifesting for our pile number 3s in 2026? Okay, look at that. Hierophant. And then we have the 4 of Cups. A lot of emotions, right? 7 of Cups. A lot of options. What did I tell you guys? Especially with that genie lamp. It's like your wish is the universe's command in 2026. You're going to have a lot of options. And the key is not to be beguiled by any one over the other, is to really make sound, balanced decisions, right? And that's what that sublimation is talking about. You're ascending to higher and higher heights, and because you're ascending to higher and higher heights, don't be fooled by trinkets always along the way, if that makes sense. You know what's interesting? We have this castle, and I feel like this represents house. This represents like spirituality. This represents riches. This represents like acclaim with the laurel wreath or whatever it's called. This represents change, right? Transformation. And the dragon, this could represent like power or dominion. I don't know, but that's what I'm getting here. And this could represent like, because this looks maybe like a masculine energy. This could represent like love or like a partnership, right? But I think it's interesting because we have this castle here. So this could represent like a new home or something. But again, pile number 3s, let's list off your tarot cards here. We have the 3 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and the Hierophant. You're definitely up leveling. Okay, that's neither here nor there. You're definitely up leveling. You're definitely ascending to higher and higher heights. And I feel like the cause of this has been through the grit that you've had to go through and that you have had to endure through, right? With the new pearl, you know, it's like you're better than ever, or you have the potential to be, right? Because we do have to put in the work, the time, the action. So what I'm getting that what's manifesting for you in 2026 is celebration, right? It could be rekindling of like old passions or pursuits that make you feel good again. It's nostalgic because it reminds you of childhood, or it makes you feel young again, or it makes you, you know, it's a familiar comfort that is soothing all at the same time with the Six of Cups, right? Now, I think with the Four of Cups, this could have, you could have had to really wait on this, right? The universe was trying to give you something, right? Spirit was trying to give you something, but you were so fixated on what was in front of you, you couldn't see the way Spirit was maneuvering to hand you something, to give you a blessing or a gift. I'm going to clarify this. We even have Seven of Cups. I just realized all cups, all emotions, all of your feeling state. You could be using your emotions and your feelings to manifest in 2026. And then we have the Hierophant, which is almost like a level of graduation. It's considered a level of initiation, right? Depending on what perspective that you're looking at this Hierophant card of. But again, you know what's, oh my gosh, y'all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups. The Hierophant is card number 5, 6 of Cups, and 7. What did y'all do, pile number 3s? Because it's yours. You got it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In that order. Wow. Yeah, things are lining up for you seamlessly. You're going to be able to breathe, take a deep breath, and really enjoy your life. Now, again, with this Hierophant, you could be given the keys to something that unlocks a whole new opportunity or world for you. And I say that because the Hierophant has 2 keys at their feet. And we have these 2, what they call acolytes or something. They're basically being initiated by the Pope, right? And maybe they've come here to ask the Pope a question, and the 2 keys represent the answer because now they're ready. And we have the Pope wearing the tiered crown, which is the conscious, the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious, which talks about being in communication with spirit, right? And it has a scepter, which looks like an antenna, you know, that could mean whatever, but, you know, and the Pope is also holding up the symbol 2 fingers up, 2 fingers down, meaning, you know, being a part of heaven, but also a part of the material plane as well. Yeah, it's like you're graduating. I just keep getting graduation. You are really up leveling. And you've manifested this. You could be graduating from college, maybe a master's degree in 2026. But I think this is so interesting because there's a lot of celebratory energy with people that feel familiar and that are familiar and that you really love and care about, right? And we have the Hierophant with this change, right? And this could represent institutional changes as well. That's why I'm thinking school, I'm thinking business, I'm thinking banks, right? And it was something that maybe you were doubting or questioning that has been in front of you all along. Spirit has been trying to give it to you, but you haven't considered it because you were so fixated on these 3 cups. Let's try to see what that is. Clarify this 4 of Cups for our pile number 3s. Look at that. This just came out. Indecision. It's like, yeah, you were laying in wait because you were fixated on these cups here. Spirit was handing you almost like an olive branch. Like, here, this is for you. You can use it. But you weren't paying attention. It's like you didn't want it. Now, to clarify the Four of Cups is the Two of Swords. I don't know if there was like a stalemate that happened. 2, 3, 4. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then, well, it was 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe something that was being given to you or something that will be given to you, pile number 3s, in 2026. You're really going to have to meditate and contemplate on it, right? You're really going to have to make a sound decision for yourself. Okay. Now, this could have already happened, or this could come into you during 2026. The irony is that both of these cards are cards of meditation, just in different ways. This person's meditating because they're kind of apathetic about things. They're kind of like, what is life? Almost like questioning life a bit now. Humdrum. So they have no choice but to kind of sit and sulk a little. But this card, the Two of Swords, they're really trying to use their intuitive faculty to make a sound head over heart decision. This is about an offer. And it's like they're cutting off their other senses so that a particular sense could come through more powerfully. So they're also emotionally protected, right? Because we have this person and they are guarding their heart. And we have all these cup cards, all these emotion cards. It's like they're not trying to make an emotional decision because they are full of emotions. Let's see. Let's clarify this Hierophant. Clarify the Hierophant for our pile number 3s. Why is this Hierophant here regarding what they're manifesting in 2026? Clarify the Hierophant card for pile number 3s. Yeah, I feel like you're graduating out of a state of lack. You're graduating out of a state of lack. Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And this is because you've planted certain seeds over the course of time, and you're leaving this stage. You could also be seeking guidance, spiritual guidance as well, because they're outside of the church, right? So suppose these people are these people, right? And they finally took a look and they're like, it's a church. Let's go in and see if they can help us. They go in, they get cleaned up, and then they go and ask the Pope, the pastor, the preacher for advice and guidance. Both 5, 55, both cards of 5. So it's like you're cleaning up your act. It's like, does that make sense, pile number 3s? You are elevating spiritually. You are. And I feel like you're elevating spiritually because that's what it took in order to, not just to get the things that you've been calling in or want, like material things, but you had to change the way you were doing something in order for it to make your life better, if that makes sense. And this could be through playing the game, right? Playing the game of life, going to the institutions, maneuvering that, getting credentials, things of that nature. Okay. So let's see. Let's get into what are you being asked to release in 2026. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 3s. What are pile number 3s being asked to release in 2026? What are pile number 3s being asked to release in 2026? Clear, concise, accurate messages. We have you'll be receiving a gift or giving a precious gift. What are pile number 3s being asked to release in 2026? Okay. We have woman dealings or relationship with a woman. Let's see, let's get the other pile of these cards. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 3s. What are pile number 3s? What are pile number 3s being asked to release in 2026? What are pile number 3s being asked to release in 2026? We have dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Yeah, I see that. What are pile number 3s being asked to release? Let me see. What are pile number 3s being asked to release in 2026? We have club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. One more card. What are pile number 3s being asked to release in 2026? Okay, there we go. We have vine. Seek out information that will help you. That's that Hierophant. This is that storyline right here. We have apple, temptation will test you, and wreath, sorrow over a loss, okay? Didn't I say something about a wreath? I did. If you guys want to rewind it, you remember I said a L'Oreal wreath or something like that? It was in that cup, right? And I thought of it as like acknowledgement, like praise or something like that. Like, you know, back in antiquity, in ancient Greece, they used to use laurel wreaths, and I think would put over the neck or the head of like a winner, like a gladiator or something like that. So pile number 3s, what you're being asked to release, it could be something financially in nature, financial in nature, right? This could be with a person, right? Dealings or relationship with a woman. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Very interesting. Diamond, this was the first card that came out. You'll be receiving a gift. You'll be receiving a gift or giving a precious gift. Some of you all might be getting married. You know what I mean? Like, we have the Hierophant here and we have 3 of Cups. You could be celebrating a marriage too. We have temptation will test you with apple. You could be tempted to stay in a certain situation, but you know that it wouldn't serve you because that isn't aligned to what it is that you've been calling in. This could be financial security, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So I feel like you're getting that, right? That's coming in. But I feel like there could be something that you still maybe want to cut back on. And it could be a tough decision, sorrow over a loss. I don't think it's like a physical loss or anything like that. It could be, but I think it's also like something that you know you have to do that will make your life easier or get you to your goals faster. Okay? Stand your ground. When you come to this conclusion, when you make this decision, stand in it. Stand on business, as they say. Stand on business, pile number 3s. Because your finances are looking up. I feel like you're cleaning yourself up financially from like poverty or from like this lowliness to the Hierophant. That's what that's giving. And I feel like you're going to be in a really good emotional place come 2026 because of this. Let's see. Okay. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck. Tell us more. Tell us how pile number 3s will step into their power in 2026. How will our pile number 3s step into their power in 2026? Look at that. Card number 7, challenge. So we have 7 here now again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wild. Tell us more, Spirit. How will pile number 3 step into their power in 2026? How will pile number 3 step into their power in 2026? We have card number 34, which is 7 again. Dialogue. Talking things out, you know, talking things out will work wonders for you. Being honest, being candid, you know, that's what I'm getting here as well, pile number. Being honest with yourself and with others, you know. Card number 34. And it might be a challenge to do that, you know. It might be a challenge to confront hard things, but you can do it. And I know you will. I feel like you will. I don't know for sure that you will, but I feel like you will rise to the challenge, right? You'll rise to the challenge. And because you do that, I feel like your life is going to feel more like a gift, more like a precious gift, if that makes sense. You're really reaping what you've been sowing. You will really reap what you have been sowing in the year of 2026. Pile number 3s. Absolutely. Even if that is through having hard conversations with challenge and dialogue, you might have to have some tough conversations, you know? But I feel like those who love you and who are mature, they'll understand, you know? Those who are for you, they'll understand. It won't be like people won't be offended or anything. It'll just be what it is, right? Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. Card 31 with learning. That's what we've been brought on this planet to do, is learn and grow. Okay, so yes, my dreamy dreamers, such a great reading. I really hope you enjoyed that glimpse into your 2026. List in the comments below if anything stood out, if any keywords, terms, images, if anything stood out for you. List that in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so I love you all so much, pile number 3s, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 4s, welcome back to your glimpse into 2026. So you all chose this adorable cat sitting on the moon. And immediately what I got for you all, pile number 4s, regarding your glimpse into 2026 is that not only is this going to be such a magical time for you, but a very spiritual and highly intuitive year for you, okay? And look at the flame as I said that. Like, I don't know if the flame has been doing that, but I just honed into that. So, so I feel like black cat energy, absolutely, very magnetic. You're going to feel very just in tune with everything that's going on around you and within you mainly, okay? So without further delay, let's get into your reading, pile number 4s. I've already cleansed and blessed the deck off camera, so we'll give it another good shuffle. And let's see what it is, what's manifesting for you in 2026. First card that came out is Solutio with Dissolution. I feel like you're diving deep, pile number 4s, but we'll see. Let's see. What's manifesting for our pile number 4s in 2026? Thank you. So we have at the bottom of the deck, Scintillate with Sparks of Light. Beautiful. Very luminescent card. We have Conjunctio with Conjunction. Very interesting. Very spiritual cards. This is a very spiritual card now that I remember. And we have Splendor Solace, Sun Splendor. Wow. Wow. What did I tell you guys? To me, this is like one of the best cards in the deck. It's like the sun card, right? And then you got all these big, beautiful diamonds. You got 2 birds riding into the sunset, flying into the sunset together. Opposites. I feel like you may meet, look at all these rainbows. So we have the black and white, and then we have this rainbow. And then we have all this rainbow of colors and these big diamonds. And then we have dissolution. This is a very spiritual card. And what's at the bottom of the deck, we have scintillate with sparks of light. I feel like this is going to be your year where you shine very bright and you're very tapped into source, tapped into spirit. And it's interesting because it looks like a snake, right? That's moving into the figure 8 or the infinity sign. And then we have the black and the white, which represents duality. But then we have this whole spectrum of color around it. So we even have hearts here, half black heart, half white heart, you know? So I just feel like you're gonna feel a lot of, it's interesting because we have birds too. So we have this white bird delving deep into this vessel. And then we have these two birds. I feel like when two becomes one. Yeah. I feel like when two becomes one. But let's see. Let's delve a little deeper into this dissolution. Surrender, dissolving, formlessness. Solutio is the great alchemical operation of water. It represents the form becoming formless, that which is solid dissolving into liquid. In many alchemical texts, it is the first operation and summarizes the heart of alchemy, as in the axiom solve e coagula, yeah, dissolve to unite, yeah. For our purposes, it is important to know solutio involves a dissolving of definitions, identities, and labels. That's what I was getting, pile number 1. So those of you all who are looking for a connection or who are looking for like your divine counterpart, I feel like your divine counterpart is here, but they're gonna come in a way in which you might not have expected. In the package you might not have expected. And I say that in like almost like your opposite, but your opposite being almost your mirror, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. So a dissolving of definitions, identities, and labels. The strongholds of the ego drown in the emotional realm of water. We dive back to the beginning, the prima materia. This operation is humbling and disorienting, and oftentimes feels as though the self we knew has disappeared. Who are we now? How will others describe us? When these questions are afoot, the alchemical magic of solutio is underway. By surrendering to the waves, we unite with the primordial essence and return to our deepest self. Yeah. So this is so interesting. So this is mainly about water, and I just feel like you're going to really be very in touch with your emotions. And that's where the spirituality, I think, comes into play heavily, pile number 4s for you all. Yeah, so regarding what you're manifesting, those of you who are looking for a partner, a life partner, connection, I feel like you will find that person and they could be your opposite, if that makes sense, right? They could be your opposite, but you guys dissolve into one another. You become formless. It doesn't matter what culture, what background, that won't matter. That won't matter. That's what I'm getting. In the conjunction, I feel like there's like a crossing of paths, a reckoning of some sort, a coming together. And these are really crying out to me that these are very much so connected. And that's why I'm saying the meeting of opposites, Yeah, so let's see. Oh, also, pile number 4s for those of you all who won't be manifesting like love per se, or a partnership or connection. I think you're really going to come into deep reverence within yourself, right? You're dissolving into yourself, or you're dissolving the illusions that you once had about yourself, right? And you are not only recognizing the opposites that exist in you, you're celebrating it, it's like a spiritual union coming together. I'm getting Shakti energy, okay? Let's see. Let's pull some tarot cards, delve a little deeper into this message. I've already cleansed and blessed the deck off camera, so let's begin. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 4s. What are pile number 4s? What's manifesting for pile number 4s in 2026? Look at that. 10 of Cups, happiness, fulfillment. We have the Lovers. I knew it. I knew it, y'all. This actually came out first, so let's put that here. What's manifesting for our pile number 4s in 2026? We have the Devil. What's manifesting for our pile number 4s in 2026? And we have the Empress. Very interesting combination. And these are opposites. You remember when we were talking about that? Look at that. We have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. You're literally manifesting this. You guys are in lockstep and key. And the interesting thing is, this last pile, you guys are the only pile to have this many major arcanas. It was really in reverse. The other piles had a lot of minor arcanas and like maybe 1 or 2 max major arcanas, but you all have, technically, if we're going with the bottom of the deck, you guys have 4 major arcanas. 4 major arcanas. There's an integration happening with your higher and your lower self. And I think you're open to receive whatever that is coming in for you. You're with open arms. With open arms. You remember this disillusion to becoming one? It's like one person opening their arms, but it's 2 people, right? And I really feel for you, pile number 4s, in the year of 2026, you get what you want and then some. It's not only a superficial getting of what you want either. It's a full spiritual integration. And because of you doing that full spiritual integration and that spiritual work, spirit, the divine, you dissolving the ego, right? Whatever that means. And I'm not talking about ego when it's in its healthiest form, but I mean you dissolving, like it said, identity, limitations, things like that. And you really open up to the opportunities that are being presented to you. Your life is going to look so different, but in the best of ways. We have the Lovers, the Devils. We have the Lovers, the Devil, the Empress, and the 10 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Magician. So with the Lovers and the Devil, some of you all might be Gemini, some of you all might be Capricorns, okay? With the Empress, some of you all might be Tauruses. With the 10 of Cups, some of you all may be Pisces. You could be none of these signs. I feel like there's definitely a conjunction happening here. Like we literally have this conjunction card, black and white, and we literally have the opposites of the major arcana, which is the Lovers and the Devil. And I really do feel like you're integrating the highest version of yourself in and even your shadow side. Your shadow self is coming along with you. You're not leaving your shadow self behind because you know that would be insincere because we're human beings living on planet Earth. And at times we're going to have our shadow arise, right? We're going to have our shadow arise. We're going to have to deal with that and confront it. I also feel as if with the Lovers and the Devil, the Lovers talks about being at a crossroad, being at a conjunction, right? And trying to decide, make a decision on what's their best course of action, which way to go. The Devil could talk about us succumbing to our lower nature, us feeling bound or constricted, but in reality, it's really in our head. Us only thinking about material gains and the things that, help us on a material level rather than the whole, or, sometimes even putting others' needs above our own, because that's really love. I heard that somewhere yesterday, thinking about the other person before you tend to think about yourself, that, you know, that is an aspect of true love, you know? Think about the love of the creator. Think about literally the love of a mother who creates, you know, co-creates, right? But who births a whole entity, a whole child out of her womb. And I'm not saying every single mother, but the majority seems to be self-sacrificial because it's innate in them to an extent, you know, and I don't mean in an unhealthy way, but I mean in like a mama bear way, or, you know, things like that. Only someone who has created a person could be, you know, that's the closest to God to me, that we could think about in human form. And not saying that you have to give birth in order to... Yes, pile number 4s, definitely heavy on the integration when it comes to 2026. And, you know, you're going to be receiving a lot of happiness here with the Empress and the Ten of Cups, okay? You're going to be open to receive. I feel like it's going to be a very abundant time for you as well. And, you know, you might even be more restful during this year. What I'm getting is you're calling things in with effortless ease. That's what I'm getting with this Empress and this Ten of Cups card as well. Effortless ease. And maybe you haven't experienced that in quite some time, if ever. And this is going to be your time for that, okay? So let's delve deeper into... Let's see, I kind of want to clarify this devil energy. Clarify this devil energy for our pile number 4, Spirit. 6 of Cups. Yeah, integration. I'm telling you, integration. This could also be someone coming back from the past as well. Page of Pentacles. I really do feel like it's integration, though. Maybe something familiar is coming back into your life because you have integrated your shadow aspects with your higher self. And, you know, I got this revelation yesterday that our higher selves are just our future selves. And so when we have to decide between making certain decisions over another, it's really when we take time to sit and pause and reflect that we make good decisions, right? Thoughtful decisions. That's like our higher selves. That's like our future selves kind of talking to us as our higher selves in that moment, right? So that's what I'm getting here too. But I really do feel like this is just full integration. And I think it's interesting because there's like that X here and then conjunction. But this could also be someone that feels like your opposite coming back from the past and you guys reconciling, okay? But let's move forward. But yeah, so let's move forward to what you're being asked to release in 2026. In 2026. Wow, we have Skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. And we have Ant, work, achievement, and success. Very interesting. Let's see, let's get some more from this other pile. What are pile number 4s being asked to release in 2026? We have Dog, protection from a powerful friend. Very interesting. And then we have Dark Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. Bottom of the deck, August. Something can be bubbling up to the surface by August. Look, we also have Fair Man at the bottom of the deck, dealing or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. So this is what you're being asked to release. Maybe secrets that are being kept from a person in your life matching this description of the dark woman. Someone could be hiding success too. I feel like come August, there's gonna be something that you've already released by August, right? We have work achievement, success with the ant, dog, protection from a powerful friend, dark woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair, skull, hidden secrets can harm you. And the skull is facing this dark woman, but the dark woman is looking past, they're looking the opposite way of the skull. So it's almost as if this dark woman is the skull, and it's like their own hidden secrets can harm them. Choose some more. Tell us more. What are pile number 4s being asked to release right now? We have cat, two-faced friend. Yeah. And pile number 4 is the cat on the moon. You guys are intuitively about to release maybe someone or an aspect of yourself as well. This could, I kept getting shadow aspect. You could be releasing the shadow aspect of yourself, whether that be with keeping secrets from people because you don't want to feel heavy and downtrodden any longer. What are pile number 4s being asked to release in 2026? What are pile number 4s being asked to release in 2026? What are pile number 4s being asked to release in 2026? Happiness. Very interesting. Look, we have 2 cards of happiness too, especially with this sun splendor. Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. So I feel like you're being called to release a secret that maybe you've been keeping or holding on to, or maybe it's not necessarily a secret, but maybe it's like a conclusion to something that you've been really holding on to, pile number 4s, for your own happiness and well-being. Hidden secrets can harm you, right? You're already protected. You're already achieving success and working. And maybe, there's 2 aspects of you. Look at how calm this one cat looks. And then the other cat's head is like rearing its ugly head, And it says a two-faced friend. And it says protection from a powerful friend, which is interesting. This could be this person, right? So it may not be two-faced in the general sense of it. Like you might not feel as if you or anybody in your life is like talking behind your back, but maybe it's certain aspects like gossiping. That's kind of like a lower nature tendency that you're trying to release in order to procure your own happiness. And it's not right, but you might keep that in the back of your head because you don't want to express it, because maybe you're trying to think how other people will feel if you express like, I don't want to gossip, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that, because I know in the back of my head it's not a right thing to do. And I feel like you're releasing that through hard work and achievement. You're going to be successful in releasing that. This could be a person too, but I'm ultimately getting like certain aspects of yourself that are less than savory. You're going to integrate. So you're going to transform them. It's not the fact that you're not going to feel them, because we're human beings, and these natural emotions and, idiosyncrasies kind of come into play, but it's how we maneuver through them. Okay. So yes, pile number 4s. Let's start winding down your reading with how you'll be stepping into your power come 2026. Tell us more, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck, for giving clear, concise, accurate messages. Clear, concise, accurate messages. How will pile number 4s step into their power in 2026? How will pile number 4s step into their power in 2026, Spirit? How will our pile number 4s step into their power in 2026? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have card number 47 with reality. Very interesting. And then we have card number 30 with communication. Yeah, I think you guys are entering into a new paradigm of your reality, and I feel like it's going to feel really good for you. But I also feel like you're going to start approaching things, and I don't know why I'm very reluctant to say in a realistic way. First off, let me acknowledge how many birds are in this reading. And birds are a sign and symbol of communication, messages, messengers, right? So I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of spiritual downloads, a lot of spiritual messages in the year of 2026, okay? And I feel like you're being lifted into a whole new paradigm and a new reality. But I also feel like you are making sure that you keep one foot in the ethereal and one foot on terra firma. And I feel like you're about to get really good with communicating your truth. Okay? You're about to become really good in communicating your truth and just being straightforward with people, but not in like a haphazard way, but in a very grounded, knowing of yourself type of way, you know? Bottom of the deck, we have card number 25 with service. I feel like that is really what you want to do in the year of one, in this year 2026. You really want to be of service. You really want to give people that spark of light to help them in their time of need or in their time of rebirth or in their time of growth. Pile number 4s, okay? So yes, my dreamy dreamers, that is all the time that I have for you. Thank you for being patient with me. I know this this reading took a minute to upload, but I'm so happy you're here. If you guys had anything that stood out in this reading, any keywords, any symbols or animals, people, please list it in the comments below. I'm really interested in hearing from you guys about this reading, okay? I love you so much, and I really hope this message resonated. If it did, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye.